guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Johanna, and for those of you who are new here, welcome. And for those of you who are returning, welcome back. Here on my channel, I do planner and planner related videos, DIY tutorials, budget videos, and the occasional new release video of items that I've listed to my Etsy shop. And if that is of interest to you, please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you hit that little notification bell, you'll always be notified of when I do load a new video. Commenting, liking, and sharing this video does help my channel grow and would be truly appreciated. Alright, so in a previous video that I filmed, the order in which this is going to go up may not be the same, but I was saying I wanted Christmas to be here already because my friend Val gifted me this Christmas Joy mini sticker book recently, and I wanted to play with it. She also actually gifted me this skinny half-sheet Happy Notes notebook. So what I'm going to be doing in today's video is making a DIY Christmas planner. Now, she also did a flip-through of the Christmas extension pack that she picked up this year. That is for the classic size. I have classic Happy Notes, but I don't plan on anything other than a skinny classic Happynichi Nichi, and so I thought I'd put together something for that. Now, what we'll be doing today is we're going to be making our own standalone little planner, including some covers, but you could just do the dividers in some of the pages and then insert that into either your classic, because it will fit, or into a skinny classic if you have that. But again, we're going to do everything from scratch, just depending on where you are or what you have access to. You might not be able to get some of these. Like this here, they don't sell these sized notebooks here in Hawaii, so if I do want to get them, either my amazing friends send them to me or I can pick them up from Amazon or Joann's. So we're going to put this stuff to the side for now, and we're actually going to do the cover. And I've shown this before, but it's been a while, so let me show again. And so what I'm going to be using, and I don't know how well this is going to show up on camera, but this is just a plastic placemat that I picked up from Walmart. I have several of these in my stash, and this is a hibiscus, but because it's just white on clear, if I put something behind it, then it really just takes on that. So what we'll do is we'll cut this down. I'm sorry, my space is so limited, so yeah. And I want this to be 4.5 inches wide because the inserts themselves, as well as the dividers, are going to be 4 1/8. So 4.5 wide is certainly wide enough for the notebook. And I want a front and a back, so I'll cut 2 of them. If you have a dollar store or Dollar General, Dollar Tree, and Aldi's, I think that's like a dollar type of store, and you can get these for, because I think I picked these up for like that's the measurement. I picked them up for like $2.32. But if you can get them cheaper, then, you know, it's definitely an economical way to make covers. And with the holidays coming up, you might actually even be able to find some of these plastic placemats in a holiday theme. Now, it does cut on the cutter, but you do have to exert force, and I don't want it to move, so maybe I'll work it this way. Yeah. So the way that I cut that was 4.5 by 9 3/4, so 4.5 by 9.75, and then I'll do the same here. Now, I've mentioned this before, but if you are going to cut through either plastic like this or laminate or really heavy cardstock, you will dull your blade. So eventually, because you can replace these by just, and I don't know if you can see that, but if you just lift it, you can replace it. What I do is I just keep the dull ones, because then I'll keep using those for things like this because it cuts perfectly well, but a dull blade will break your paper. So, you know, just keep track of that. So I actually have several of these on hand just because I'll be crafting a lot for the holidays. All right, so this is my front cover. No, we'll make this my front cover and this my back cover. And the reason why I keep flipping it is I want to take advantage of at least the one rounded edge we have, and then this will be the edge that we punch. Now I'm pretty sure I could get this through my arc punch. It will not go through the Happy Planner punch, but again, depending on where you are or what you have access to, you might not have that. So let me round my corners. And because I have it, I'm just going to use it. You could just round them by hand if you wanted to. And my 1/2 inch rounder is rather dull. I need to sharpen it so it doesn't cut all the way, but it gives me enough of a guide so that I can just cut off the little piece. And then for the inside one, because that is still a sharp point, I tend to do the 1/4 inch, and that one cuts just fine. Now if you have one of those handheld, those little corner punches, I don't recommend doing it on here just because you will break your punch. So if you don't have this corner chomper, and that's fine, you don't need it, then what you can do is get something round, put it on the corner, and then trace around it, and then cut if you wanted to have something that is perfectly sized all around. So straight edge there, and there. I think we said that was the front cover. And then what I'll do is I will take one of these sheets, don't actually want to rip it, and I'll washi it down, and I just want to eyeball this and have approximately the same amount of space top and bottom. But I do want this lined up all the way to the edge. Now again, this might be hard for you guys to see because it is clear on like this brown woody thing, but I'm hoping you guys can see that. So just tape it so it doesn't move. And get a single hole punch. And I just want to match the top of the hole punch to the top of the umbrella as best as I can. Alright, so my single hole punch for whatever reason wasn't punching through, but I've done it before because I made this. So we're gonna get this here. It's already a train wreck of a video. Sorry guys. Hopefully it doesn't all stay like this. I'm gonna use the 3/16 side of it, and this will punch through. Again, lining up the top with the top of the umbrella. And it only works if you can see through it. Now this, I found out the other night, this hole punch is actually smaller than a single hole punch. There is no measurements on a single hole punch, so I don't know exactly the diameter of that. So this will definitely go on the rings. It's just, it may not turn very easily, but again, if you have the single hole punch and it works the way it's supposed to, then that's not a problem. And I'll only do this first one here on camera, and then I'll do the other one off camera because you can see what I'm doing. And it does help using a paper that you already have. Now, if you don't have it, I actually don't know how far apart that is. It looks like the center from one to the center of the other through that line is exactly an inch. Although if you are punching everything, including your paper, then you can space it out as far as you want to. It's just if you pick up any inserts from Happy Planner, then they probably won't line up if you've just made your own punches. Because again, for our international friends, you know, even though it's hard for me to get some of the things, Amazon has quite a bit of a selection, but for international folks, I don't even know if that's a thing, so yeah. And I will work on the second one, and then I'll bring you guys back. All right, so I punched both sides, and now I'm going to cut it. Try to get some order going on around here. And if you make your own things, like I generally do, then if you find that your cover isn't turning, it's either one of two things. Either your row of umbrellas or circles are not completely straight and then it's catching, or sometimes it's just if you're cutting the slits into your things, you need to make it a little bit wider. You don't want to make it so wide that there isn't a tooth to catch in that inner rail, but you do want to make it wide enough so that it just slides on easily. And I'm hoping this is the most fiddly part, just because we can't use some of the, like the punch. This would go a lot faster if I could put this through a punch machine, but I believe I've tried it and it doesn't work. It's been a while since I made some of these for my shop. All right, so now we have our front and back cover, so they will snap on. So I'll do this, and I just have these little mini plastic discs in my stash. I'm not sure why this just seems to be extra difficult tonight. It is almost 10 o'clock on a Saturday night. I didn't work today, so I'm not sure what the issue is. So let me get the rest of these on and then I'll bring you back. Okay, so I'm going to grab some of these sheets here. Actually, I'll grab 1, 2, 3, 4. I think 4 should be enough of these. And then I'll grab some of these note pages. And these I picked up from Amazon. This is actually a set, the weekly plans and the notes. And the others, this here and this here doesn't really fit my color scheme. So we're just gonna leave that out. And then from this one, I'll grab some of the lined sheets. So what we're doing is making ourselves a little happy notes. I knew it was too thick. And if you can get your hands on the half sheet Happy Notes, then you're already one step closer. And if you can use a coupon or the whatnot, then even better. But I can't, and so we're gonna do our own thing. All right, So essentially we've just made our own little skinny classic notebook with some pieces that we had on hand. This isn't Christmassy. This is just a little notebook. So we're going to bring the Christmas to it. I've got this Martha Stewart paper pad that I picked up from, you know where, Amazon. And I'm going to pick up some papers. And because it's a paper pad, I mean all of the papers coordinate. They're all in the same tone. Now I chose 5 sheets. I think that should be sufficient. And I chose, because I like the traditional colors, it's just, it's going to sound silly, but I don't have either red or green discs. So I thought, well, I'll just match it up to the blues that I know I have, and then we'll go from there. And again, because we're using that clear cover, whatever we put underneath, you'll be able to see. Oh, I think that looks sweet. Let's see how the bears look. Can't really see those. How about this? Nope, I think this is going to be our cover, and we're going to cut these all at the same size, with the exception of one of them. So let's cut 4 of them at the same size. And they're just going to be dividers, because I mean this placemat thing is our cover. And let's use that one as the one-off. Now I'm going to try and cheat and cut these all at the same time. That could be a horrible idea, but we're going to do it. And because I want it to match up exactly to the paper, this is going to be 9 1/4. No. 9.25, is that 9 1/4? Well, it's 9.25. If that's 9 1/4, then that's awesome. So we're going to cut that at that height. And then we're going to cut it at 4 1/8, which I believe is 4.125. And we have all this extra we can use for something else, but we've got all of these now. And then this one, that 5th sheet, we're still going to cut at 9 1/4, so 9.25. But we're going to cut this at 4 1/8 and 4 1/8, so that's 8 2/8, which is a 1/4. So 8 1/4. And we'll see if that math comes out in just a minute. Okay, so these are all our scraps. I don't know if we're going to use these, so I'll put these to the side for now. Yeah, so that's our 9 side, right? I hope so. Okay, so we've got all of these. And this one we're going to fold in half. If you have a scoreboard, you can certainly score it at 4 1/8, but and if you don't, then you don't need it, clearly. And so we've got our 5 inserts that are all exactly the same. Now you can do the trick where you tape the paper on and you do the hole punch, but I actually have the Happy Planner hole punch, so I'm going to use that for this. And this is for the big, but if you line it up, well, if you can take it apart, if you line it up right between those 2 lines right there, that gives you the classic size. So I'm just going to punch this. Now this is the one that is doubled up. And let's see if we can get it through without breaking the punch. Success. Alrighty. Now the pages here are not rounded, so I am not going to round these either. They are protected by this here, so it's not that big of a deal. And then we're going to put this one in. Now if you're doing it and your cover is not clear, then it doesn't matter what your front one is. I mean, because again, this one we can see through, and I think that looks really sweet because this kind of looks like snow now versus flowers. But if yours is either an actual Happy Planner cover or you've made something that is decorative, then again, you don't need to really care about that, but we did, and so I do. So I'm just going to insert these randomly throughout. Okay, so I actually want to look for those weekly pages right here. And let's see if we can figure out, because what I want this to be for and the expansion pack has all sorts of categories for like Christmas dinner, cookie exchange, gift giving, things like that. Because you're making your own, you can make this as custom as you want. So I do want this to be for gift giving and for meal planning and for memories and for budget. Now the more dividers you make, the more categories you can have, or you can have subcategories within a category, like budget and gift giving could certainly work together. Recipes and a grocery list could work with this. Your memories could be outings and family time. I mean, again, you can make this as custom as you want it, but those are the 4 categories that I want. And to make tabs, because we do have a little bit of space, I think I want the tabs at the top. And I've got a whole bunch of these scraps here, so that's what I'm going to use. Now if you have, I have a tab punch. If you have tab stickers, then absolutely use that, but I'm trying to make this as easy and accessible, and so I'm just going to cut 4 of these. It's not going to be perfect. Unless you're selling it, it doesn't need to be. And I could get my cutter out, but that just seems like more work than I need at this moment. And then what I want to do is I'm going to put the first one down, eyeballing it. That's how we kind of do it around here. And I do want it to miss the umbrella. I also want it to overhang. And this is our doubled, so I don't want it to go all the way over. So I will fold it back, and I will fold it on the dot here. That's just going to help me so that I remain consistent. And then I will tape that and put that down. So that's our first one. And then I can see the flaw in putting all the things in because I have to take them all out, but you don't know until you do, right? So take this out without ripping it, and take this out without ripping it. So I'm going to place it on top so that I can see. And I'm going to stagger it. How far? How many dots did we do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And go like that. And fold this over. It's going to be one row of dots. And go like that. Yep, that looks cute. And we'll do the same with all of these others. And then what I'll do is I'll write on them, and then just to give these a little bit of a shot of being stable, I will just wrap a piece of tape over it. But I'll show you that in a minute. All right, and I actually like how they're staggered like this versus having that other one on top. So for this one, I'm going to write gift giving. I'm just going to write gifts, because then I can put lists of what to get, what to buy, who to buy for, shopping lists, things to make, just things like that. And then I'll take some regular Scotch tape and just sort of do a really easy kind of cheat lamination. And I do this at work all the time, just because it gives this a little bit more stability than it had with it just being the piece of paper. And then just up and over, and it does go past the piece of paper, so that's good. And if there's anything hanging, then I just usually cut that off. And I'll do that for the others, but I mean, you get the gist. And then the fun part is, okay, so now we have our sections, and we have our planner pages. So because these have Monday through Sunday, this can actually be sort of a countdown, and I must be missing one, to the holidays. So the first week of December, we need to get this done. The second week of December, we need to get this done, and so on and so forth. Yeah, there's one right there. I didn't look at a calendar. I know there's 31 days in December. I'm not 100% sure how the weeks are falling, but 4th should be sufficient. And so that'll be that. And that's a good way to have a countdown for your calendar. And we do have this here. And so I think I'll put that in front of here. Now, the reason why I think this particular one is a good idea is because if you wanted to, like let's say you are doing a Secret Santa at work, or you've got kids, but your planner is out, or husband, or whatever, and you want to keep something more private, then what you can do is you can just washi a piece of paper in here, and then it doesn't look like any different from any of the other dividers, right? And so you can keep some top secret information in here without anyone being any the wiser. And then that way, if for any reason your planner is out, then it does give a modicum of security. Because again, once it's all like this, it doesn't actually look any different from any of your other pages. pages, and I thought that would be a good idea. You could washi it in like I just did. You could glue it down. You could make this, you could laminate this and make this into a dashboard. I mean, I've used this kind of hidden pocket before. I mean, you could also just make a pocket and just glue a piece down if you really wanted to have something for like receipts or whatever. Actually, let's do that. Let's take one of these pieces. Now we want to avoid the crease, and we also want to avoid the umbrella. So let's just fold that. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I think it'd be a good place to put your receipts. And we don't want to interfere with the crease at all, so I'm going to cut that a smidge. I'm a horrible cutter, by the way. And we're actually only going to glue down two sides. We're not going to glue down this side over here, and that'll give you the most area to stick things in. Actually, does it make more sense to open it up this way? Yeah, I think it does. And I definitely recommend to use wet glue for this. If you use like a double stick tape, what happens is eventually it'll start lifting, and whatever you stick in there will start to stick to it. If you use wet glue, then it won't lift. You definitely need to let it dry, but then you know you don't have to worry about whatever you're inserting will stick or get stuck. And you could do it on this side as well. I mean, we're here anyway, right? Again, horrible cutter. And glue it so that it opens up in the middle. And you actually can do one more thing now that I'm thinking about it. And that is, so you've got your secret, top secret shopping list, or you know, whatever you've made this to be. And you can put another pocket up here. And we're going to use this. Now we're just playing, guys. But, I mean, if you're going to go through the trouble of making something, I want to give you as many ideas as I can on what you can use this for. And we're going to cut that out. Absolutely not centered. But do we care? Raise your hands if you care. Yep. I don't see any hands. So we're good. We're good. And we're going to glue the sides, and that there, and that there. I'm going to put this up here. Again, we want to avoid the middle, and we want to avoid the umbrellas. But if you have any either loyalty cards or gift cards and you're out shopping, then you can slip that in. Now, I'm going to let it dry, but that's why I wanted to make that extra pocket. And then you can also put, you know, receipts and things on top of it, and you're still good to go. So, yay, we're crafting, doing the things. And so let's play with some stickers, which is the whole reason why I wanted to do this anyway. So let's see if we can find anything that says any of these things. And oh, Val, these are just gorgeous. Now, I'm tempted to use some of these, but they are clear, so they really won't pop out. If you have something like this that's on a colored background or a white background, they will definitely stand out more. So let's look if we can find anything that's on not transparent paper. Like this. Jingle and Mingle. Oh, Christmas tree. I like this, Joy. Oh, you know what? Let's flip through our things before we just commit. I like that Santa's on a llama. I like that. Stay home and craft. Yes, plan holiday craft projects. Wow, sticker book. It's like you were made for me. The 12 Days of Christmas doesn't actually help us. You know what? We're going to use one of these. I'm going to put this on the side here just to zhuzh it up a little bit. Could have definitely planned that out better. But Christmas Planner 2019, and then very carefully, because I want this to pop, I'm going to edge around the sticker in my black emoji pen. That isn't important to this. It can be any pen. Happens when you talk, but that's just the one I'm using. But that's okay. We can find something. Of course we can. We've got this beautiful sticker book. Now this is transparent. Is that going to help us? Yes, it will. All right, so we've got our cover page. And for gifts, let's do some of these pages here. Again, this is just what I happen to have without cutting things down, because I do have some classic paper that I could cut down to the skinny classic size, but I'd rather use my stuff. So let's find something for up there. Oh, look. Celebrating the season, coffee and shopping weekend. Let's use this one. It doesn't matter if it fits our color scheme. Happy Planner puts it in a sticker book, and this all matches. So we'll put that up there. Let's see if there's something about gift giving, or was it to buy? Holiday gift. Oh, look at all of this. So what's our category? Gifts. I don't see anything that just says gifts. And if you can see it, you're probably yelling at me right now. Like, it's right there. Move your finger, it's right there. But I don't see it. Oh! Thank you. So, we'll do gifts right there. And I think you get the gist. Now, do you need this particular sticker book? Yes, you absolutely do. Go out and get it. No. You don't. You can make this all on your own. But what I plan to do with this is make sections where it's going to kind of be a list here that I can keep track of. And I will, and for the meal planning one, I mean, my family actually eats the exact same thing every single year, and I love that about us. So I might change that up for something else, but that's what I'm going to be doing with this. But really, I just wanted to show you if you wanted something that's, you know, portable and on the go, because I think this is way more portable than the classic size. And as far as I know, that's the only expansion for Christmas pack that they have. Then I think you can definitely use your stuff. You can certainly make your own stuff. I'm not going to go through and do all of the pages here, but I really like how this looks. I might make a few of these for my shop, but we'll see. But I think I'm going to end it here just because I wanted to show you how to make the cover. I wanted to show you how to make the dividers and the tabs. And then just, I mean, because this is so customizable, you can make this as thick and elaborate or as simple as you want it to. And then I think this little pop out thing right here, I mean, that yellow doesn't match, but that's the only thing I had next to me. I think this makes a perfect little receipt holder. It makes a great little card holder, especially if you're going to a particular store. And I mean, we made little envelopes, or we made a little pocket folder out of just, you know, scraps we literally had right there. Although these are defying gravity and are hanging upside down. Whatever. It's Christmas magic. All right, guys, let me know what you think of this little DIY. Again, I love the look of this pattern with this because it does look like snow to me. So I might have to pick up a few of these and make a few of these for my shop. I don't know, we'll see. All right, guys, that's it for me for now. As always, thank you so much for following me on this journey. Val, thank you so much for this sticker book. I'm going to have so much fun playing. And as always, guys, aloha.